Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at Murders of Karlov at Karlov Manor Constructed. So this is for Midweek Magic, and as typical, usually one of the first Midweek Magics they'll give when a set first releases is where you can only play with cards from that set. It's it's pretty much there to incentivize people to crack as many packs as possible and try to experience something different and well, and initial and the initial how do you say this from what from what I've seen so far. I played a few games with this format. I didn't win all of them, of course, so I actually got more than just some two games of testing. It looks like a lot of people are playing are just playing the Boros deck. So what do we expect from block constructed Boros? Well, first of all, Lightning Helix. Pretty much everyone has four copies of this one way or another across the multiple reprints. So there and it's also pretty solid as removal spell. It does fall flat a bit with disguised creatures, but for this particular deck, it's really about getting two for ones. So, Inside Source gives you two creatures for 3 mana. Person of Interest gives you two creatures for 4 mana. Dog Walker, you get three creatures for 5 mana. It does require a bit of setup, but for the most part, everything else is pretty much some cheap creatures. The idea is you're buffing them with War Leader's Call. You're getting incidental damage along the way. We're running a few individual cards, like I'm running a single copy of Aurelia, single copy of Agris Cos. I always keep mispronouncing this guy's name is Argus. Testing out Ted District Hero, single copy of the usual. I've seen some versions that have multiple copies of. Let's see, where's that angel? Yeah, Wojek Investigator, and this can be really solid, especially in conjunction with a pump effect like War Leader's Helix. It's why I've had some initial questions as to what the removal suite is. I originally ran a few copies of Makeshift Binding because I was expecting to remove some larger creatures. In the end, I opted to just go for the lowdown shock because we kind of need to do a lot of earlier removal. We might end up to switching back and forth in that respects. We do have our other four offs are Novice Inspector. This is pretty much the scariest white one drop for this particular format. We have Forum Familiar. This one is if you can get it to line up, it's a very good way to buy back an Inside Source Person of Interest or Dog Walker that's already flipped. Do note that this is a targeted effect, so if your opponent then blows out the target, you'll also lose the 1/1 counter as well, so that can be very annoying. So a little caution as needed. Few copies of Frantic Scapegoat. Give If you can give the right creature suspect, it's pretty good. As far as additional removal, we have some Case of the Gateway Express. I can see a reason not to run this, and that would be if you have Delny and you want to avoid actually over pumping your creatures, or else you'll miss out on a lot of triggers. But since we're running War Leader's Call anyway, we're kind of skipping out on that one. I guess if we had a lot of one-powered creatures, I can confidently run Delny, but that's not quite the case. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck as it is. This is how most people are running it. We do have a single copy of Fuss and Bother, mostly for the fuss effect. This turned out to be I've had this played against me and was a real blowout in the right setup there. But so I'm not so sure how to test it out. Most of these are commons and uncommons for the most part, except for the War Leader's Call's probably the most important rare in for this particular deck. So that's probably your only real investment. You can mostly get away with the escape tunnels just to fix your mana. We don't really want, outside of Novice Inspector, we don't really want to drop the other creatures that Okay, maybe we don't necessarily want to drop the creatures 1 mana, so it's not a big loss there. Also, yeah, I just realized that audio is not on. Give me a second. Okay, audio should be up. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're gonna keep this one. It's a bit sketchy. We have a lot of trees. We're missing a third land. I'll keep it for now. This might be a blowout for us, especially if our opponent is also down on the ground with. Though Rebel built Magic's not the worst thing to run up against. Yeah, turn 2 Lightning Helix is fine. We're gonna try surveil into a land if we can. I don't like passing that, but we will have to give that up. The land is much more important here. Mono Green is also another one. Slime Against Humanity is the other deck. And so let's see. Our opponent can. Wow, this is gonna be tough. I actually want to do because wait, this is 4 mana to get all your lands back. I guess that's fine. Because I'm expecting a Slime Against Humanity. This is the other deck that I'm going to be on the lookout for. So we Lightning Helix that right away. Another Lightning Helix is nice, but we're gonna start dropping Insight Sources first. So I could do Person of Interest. I can also go white with the Form Familiar. I'll probably just drop Person of Interest first. Because I'm now aiming for the Fuss and Bother setup since that's what we have in hand. That said, this can get out of hand at 3 mana. We will have to take this first. So I can also pump one of the, well, not this one. I can pump one of these, go straight, then hold up the Lightning Helix. Okay. So I can get to the tree. I definitely want to take out the Aftermath Analyst here. So we'll do Fuss and Bother. And we do Lightning Helix on this one. I don't mind trading the Insight Source here. But as you can see, this will go out of hand over time. So we probably want... Okay, another land is good. That allows us to go Form Familiar, Insight Source, and we probably just swing with this one for now. This is the argument for having makeshifts. Also, I can pump this to make it a 5/3, but it gets blocked by a 6. So hold on. Because I can flip this, bounce this one, and replay back. So let's see. We get in for 3. A bunch of these get eaten. That's not looking very good. I need them to attack first. And the problem is our opponent is likely to just cast as much as possible. Yeah, they're just going to keep dumping. And they all have trample actually, so our opponent can actually just dump over us. So probably just flip this up, right? Yeah, probably just flip this now, buy it back. Dog Walker is probably good for us here. Yeah, but we're missing the incidental damage to get through. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have to And our opponent might just end. Yeah, they're just gonna keep casting the same ones. Yeah, and eventually we start losing control here. Our opponent is gonna get us in the end here. We probably don't have enough to block. Yeah, so this is the one reason not. This would be the one reason not to hold up shock, but instead have the makeshift. And I think that I would, yeah, between the matchups where, yeah, I would like shock for the mirror match, but I probably want to have the makeshift for this matchup. So I'm gonna do a quick shift here, see if that happens again. So we cut the 2 shocks. The fuss really worked on that one, so I don't mind having another one of those. Also, we are running 23 lands. I think I can go down to 22. Yes, that's not. Yes, a bit risky there, but hear me out. I kind of want to try it like that, see if that pans out. If that doesn't quite pan out, then yeah, we will have to make adjustments between the 2 decks. Okay, definitely keeping this one. I don't mind not playing the Frantic Scapegoat early, as we do want the inside source here. That said, now because we have inside source, I don't mind playing the Frantic Scapegoat first. This gives us something to do while we deploy War Leader's Call. Neighborhood Guardian. Yeah, this is the Tesa deck, so we kind of need to bolt this one right away. As much as I want to play Inside Source, then play Gateway Express later, our opponent is... Yeah, if we hit our other land drop, but I would be fine. Yeah, we're just gonna have to bolt this one first. District Hero. Opponent probably collects evidence. Yeah, because that's a very cheap collect evidence there. Though it is slightly awkward. Yeah, I think our opponent missed out on how collect evidence works. Anyway, we're still missing that mana hit, so that is an issue. Suspect. No, we're gonna decline the suspect. I'm gonna decline the suspect here. In the end, the goats can get a lot of work done here. I can chump block, but I probably would rather just take the hit for now. Face down. Opponent plays a face down card. They could have convinced me to block it, I guess. They're probably gonna crack it too. Escape tunnel, not the best hit here. I guess it gives me an incentive to go Ward 2. The question is, what is this face down card? And now I actually don't mind transferring it over. if it's just plane removal, yeah, this will probably eat a plane removal spell that like long goodbye. That's also kind of. Ooh, opponent going for the long goodbye there instead. Okay. So I can take 7. I will end up taking 10 if I decide to answer this. So what's the flip? Or I could just flip this, exile it. Okay, let's get our land first. The thing is, we do, yeah, flip. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it. Because we can just exile this at least. Yeah, the person of interest are now not so interesting anymore. And I'm concerned that this might also be another one of the same thing, so first we have to nuke this one. Yeah, I guess we just pop this one. And unfortunately, I can't. Well, I could swing with this one. Actually, if I'm gonna swing with that one, I might as well swing with all 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, our opponent could just take it all. I might as well swing with 1. This is where, yeah, suspecting might not have been. Well, I don't have a choice. It's either this would have been the suspect anyway. If this turns out to be another, hunted bone brute. And how much does it cost to flip? It's just 2 to flip. Yeah, we got unfortunate here, hitting all our 4 drops. Yeah, it's another bone brute. We can concede now. We would have to give up our entire board. We would, yeah, we will die anyway. Ah, not doing so well this time. Well, we got really unfortunate hitting our 4 drops way too quickly. Man, what gives? The makeshift would have been perfect. Well, shock would have been. I think shock would have been okay in that case also, but makeshift would have been okay as well. So I think I'm still gonna keep the makeshifts for now. I'm just gonna makeshift binding. Yeah, we'll still keep the makeshift binding. But we're already figuring out which cards are nuts and which cards are not quite working out. Yeah, definitely keeping this one. I do want to play the Elegant Parlor first. I guess we'll keep the Dog Walker up top. We're missing the war leader's call. Okay, this is gonna be mono green again. They are smarter in having the cheap drops so that they don't just get overrun quite early. Now we're not going to transfer the suspect over because this actually makes a good blocker. The next turn we'll probably just deploy Dog Walkers face down. Ooh, this green-black, this is different. This could still be Slime Against Humanity, but probably not. This might actually be a different deck. Graceful Sluts. Strider. Okay, so we have options. We can makeshift binding this one, but that feels awfully weak. I would probably just rather start deploying these face down. if we can hit our 4th mana, we can flip this up, then crack the clue token. Hitting Insight Source is fine too. I can also swing at everything. Opponent probably has. We'll just deploy Insight Source first. Our opponent isn't quite building up their board state, so I don't mind. I don't mind us doing the same thing. Now I don't want to swing with this one yet because there is a 2 mana +3/+3 effect. But this might be a dedicated self-mill deck. So the question is, the payoff is more likely to be paid out by answered by Makeshift Binding. So this is a good, decent-ish enough matchup for us. Insidious Roots. So can definitely pay this one. XL. So they will only get 1 token this way though. What I can do now is I can deploy the 2nd Dog Walker. Then have a turn to just flip up both of them. Ooh, really aggressive. Well, they gave up a murder in the process. They want to be milling creatures, but they seem to be missing out on this. Shock Outline. Okay. Ooh, I would love to drop War Leader's Call. I'm gonna pass on this. I'm just gonna do the double flip up. I'm skipping out on, so I can probably do the swing first with Fuss and Bother, then do War Leader's Call after. Now the reason I'm not doing this right now is because we have the much larger board presence than our opponent has right now. Our opponent's supposed to be doing an Insidious Roots thing. Like they can Insidious Roots to make, they can make multiple tokens this way. Though right now they can only spend the 2 here. So we're hoping to catch them on the go wide. So I can do this. Opponent probably wants to exile this now. They will get, because it's a 1 or more, they will only get 1 of each. So, but that's still 2 additional creatures. Also, by doing this sequence like this, I am forced to do Fuss and Bother here. Cease. Okay, that is one way to get multiples, but we should get the triggers here. So our opponent will end up. They will have a lot of clue tokens here. So we'll go to blockers. Oh no, yeah, not in blockers yet. They can still activate this. Yep, they're gonna activate. So we're gonna go to blockers. We'll see how our opponent decides blocks here. We'll probably lose some of our dog walkers this way. Yeah, by not playing War Leader's call, it allows us to get the damage in while letting our opponent make. Also, now we do give our opponent some more gas, but we're still the ones with the full board. Insidious Roots. Okay, so they're going for multiple triggers this time. This one needs a target, so and it's at sorcery speed only. So if they want to build up a board, they have to do it now. I would love to hit the 5th mana so I can get Warley. Then they will drop a counter. Though having the plants grow quite a bit is a really big one. Yeah, we're really missing our land drops here. So let's see what are our options. If I play War Leader's Call, this becomes a 5/3, 3/3, 4/4, 3/3, 3/4, 3/3. It will get through most of their stuff. And our opponent's probably going to get more gas over time, so I might as well do this now. And force the issue, because now they could set it up also like the 4/5 eats the 4/4, then but they could set it up where they can eat these two, but a lot of these other creatures are going to get eaten as well. Yeah, opponent might actually end up blocking the other dog. Oh no, they're going to go for the individual eats. They might still try to block the dog walker. Nope, they're not. They're going for as many blocks as possible. Yeah, this is a consequence of us cutting lands. But I'm probably fine with it for the most part. Yeah, opponent's just going to accept the 5. And we still have a reasonable board state. So we're just a Lightning Helix and a creature drop away from winning. Depending on what, okay, they whiffed on, yep, as soon as they whiffed, that was over already. Well, they didn't know we had the Lightning Helix and all that, but we did finally get our win. But okay, the Insidious Roots deck is pretty neat. It's a bit clunky in that it requires a bit more setup, but if we falter, and we almost did, it is actually a very good deck. So that is probably one of the other options that I see. So far, I haven't seen any of the other decent options from any of the other colors yet. I suppose there could be a blue-red deck, but that feels like it requires even more setup. Unfortunately, you'd need a lot of the blue Artificer rare that makes sacrificing clues cheaper. I guess that's a good way to work on that. Yeah, hitting our double Fuss and Bother is not a good option. We only have one real play, and we won't. Yeah, we'll take a mulligan too. So this one I am willing to keep. We will bin the Fuss here. There is an argument for binning one of the dog walkers. Never mind. Opponent concedes. I was just gonna go turn 1 Forum Familiar, turn 2 Dog Walker, just aggro that Just try to aggro that way. We'll hold the light. We would hold the lightning helix and try to survive there. But sometimes you get a free win out of nowhere. Let's play a few more games here. Though I kind of want to. We did make one change in the middle, and we've yet to. I think Aurelia, the law above, is actually too expensive for this one. We'll keep this. We'll definitely go Elegant Parlor first, and we'll probably do the Inspector Scapegoat drop if we don't have to Lightning Helix anything. We're on the lookout for another land. Escape Tunnel is fine. Opponent might have a shock. It would be a shock if they went for it right away. Though it's okay, they're actually gonna shock it right away. Sure. I am fine with that, considering I have other things that I could lose. Yeah, we'll just. So we'll probably just go Argus Cost next turn, unless. And depending on opponent drops face down, yeah, we'll just do Argus Cost. That's an interesting sound. Then next turn, if our opponent does not flip up the face down card, we can just case up the Gateway Express. They could have a Makeshift Binding, and Makeshift Binding only exiles creatures, so this will not answer another Makeshift Binding. Season Combatant. We can answer that with a. We can do Lightning Helix on. So I can, when this attacks, I can suspect this, so this is the only thing that could block. That said, if our... Opponent definitely has a response to this. We will auto pay. Opponent lets it go. We suspect their Seasoned Combatant. Argus Claw is actually quite good. Okay, it was apparently too good, and our opponent just had the common flyer creature. Yeah, so I was concerned I could flip up to any of the other rares that are kind of disgusting, but that one is a fine resolution. Let's play one more match and call this episode. But yeah, surprisingly there are several options here now. The green black was a good one. White black is also a decent option as well. I've seen some pretty good mix-ups with that. Okay, this one, yeah, I'm already regretting putting Aurelia. This is too expensive. We will mulligan this. This one is much better. I might have to bin Argus this time, as good as he is. I could also bin the Lightning Helix. Yeah, we have to bin Argus. Sorry. Forum Familiar. We probably need more lands at this point, so I'm willing to bin some of these guys. there's an argument for not playing this and just playing a regular. Ooh, white blue. Pilfered Proof, so it's a detective drop deck. It will be awkward if it will be awkward if they drop a detective that that's big enough that I will need both lightning helixes. Okay, I just said that. So yeah, I'm gonna actually swing with all of these, incentivize our opponent to block. Case file auditor. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're drawing. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Detectives into cases. Now, I don't like doing this into one open mana, but this is fine here. Also, it looks like our opponent whiffed on the case. Whiffed on the cases here. If I knew our opponent was gonna... I don't mind actually trading these. I'll swing first with this one. If it just trades, it trades. If our opponent flips up, I will flip it in. I will flip mine in response. Maybe. Nope, just trades out. That's fine. So I have two options here. I'm gonna just drop Dog Walker face down. Our opponent probably has a counter spell this time. No More Lies lines up quite well here. There you go. And we can drop our 10th District Hero. We can. I think we have enough evidence to. Ooh, wow, Ezreal is nuts. And oh wow, this is a good argument for the makeshift. So that said, yeah, I probably want to play this one out first. Then probably just collect evidence right now. Yeah, Ezreal's probably one of the... Our opponent sacrificing to draw cards is a bit interesting because probably more useful for our opponent as a... Like even just to give vigilance, for example. I think they're looking for removal, that's why. So I can give this +2. I can give this +2/+0 own vigilance. Swing with that. But I would much rather pump first, and hope I don't get blown out in the process. Even so, there is no... Like, I could swing with these guys, but it's a removal spell away from getting a blowout. So I think I would rather wait. If I hit another land, I can go inside source. Fuss and Bother is also an option. So probably goes for lifelink. No, going for vigilance. Thankfully, no lifelink here, but we are taking 8. And double investigate, so now the other thing is, yeah, though in this case, our opponent's probably gonna block just the one creature. I actually have to do this first. If our opponent has another No More Lies, then yeah, we just got blown out. Yeah, they did. Yeah, no. Yeah, white blue actually had. Yep, and 3 detectives. They will generate a lot of clues this way. Yeah, we can concede this one. That was not. That was not the way I wanted to go out here. Maybe I'll try one more. White blue is interesting. Has enough interaction. Yeah, we unfortunately did not exactly line up our creature threats. Probably an argument for having more of the makeshift bindings. Like 3 mana is a bit of an expensive ask, but it's probably one of the best removal options you have in white. Okay, at least we get to keep something. There's the option to just play the land, hold it, and get ready to drop a clue. There's our makeshift binding. So we'll see what white blue again. Another novice inspector. Now this time I can swing with both. I want to see how our opponent decides to double block. So yeah, I'm keeping Argus cost up now. Opponent goes for the private eye. So not quite Argus costing yet. Although actually now might be the best time to Argus costs. Now this one, yeah. So do I move the suspect over to here? Probably not. Though it's actually fine. Though we could use this as a decent blocker. No, I probably don't plan on blocking this. So no. Yeah, we're skipping on the 1 damage now, so on the hopes of getting multiple damage much later. So we're now kind of... Opponent gave up an unyielding gatekeeper. They have a makeshift binding, most likely for the Argus cost. Probably want to draw. Set up for next turn. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of these makeshift bindings land. Alkis Proft. Unfortunately, no more license. I guess I go for it. See if our opponent has the no more lies. They might. There is a card that does. No, they're just gonna sack. And I probably want to activate this. Yeah, we got our dog walkers in a row, so we can swing with both of these. This is gonna be a bit of a grindier matchup. 1-2 is actually, is actually a really neat stat line here. War Leader's Call would really help us greatly here. Ezreal again. Yeah, this might be this is probably a good reason to have more of these, I think. So, yeah, we did lose out on the early start. I guess I just pass. Kind of reliant on having something go white, but return another target permanent you control to its owner's hand and put. We have. It does have the option to give itself hexproof, so that's the tough one. Though if so, we can do a form familiar on the makeshift binding, but it needs a lot of mana setup, so. Okay, Gatekeeper's fine here. Yeah, because this is our alternate option, though I don't think our opponent has an incentive to. I could just crash with everything. Yeah, I'm gonna start crashing with everything. If our opponent's really greedy, they start sacrificing. That's fine. If our opponent gets really greedy, they start sacrificing blue tokens. And basically trying to get them to exhaust as many of these as possible. But so far our opponent is not taking the bait. So I'm gonna pass leaving that up. Ooh. Maybe they could maybe they can sacrifice another clue? No. Yep, nope. They're cautious enough, but they're not gonna have unless they have a way to generate clues. Private Eye. Ugh. Let's see if they go all the way. if our opponent ends up drawing a way to make more clue tokens, I'm really like a single novice inspector ruins it for us. We would have no shields anymore. Well, if I knew this was gonna happen, I probably would have gone for Forum Familiar. Escape tunnel's fine. So my plan now is to just rebuy the makeshift binding so we can get rid of Ezreal once and for all. The irony is that this does give them a clue token. So not quite out of the woods yet. Like our opponent could have another one of these, and I would have to do the whole thing again with our Forum Familiar. 10th District Hero. Opponent starts spending evidence. We can jump block with the poppers, but that's so sad. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna thin the deck out though, but we do need. So, if I return this one, no, I ideally want to return this, but giving them Alkis, giving them Investigate is probably not what I want to do, but I might not have much of a choice on the matter. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. We can likewise do the same thing. But I want to hold back on it because, let's see, escape to, just one of these is fine. Because I might have to use this to save it. I do want to get rid of this one first though, that's the catch. Ezreal again. Gonna have to do this all over again. And the yeah, I think the second Ezreal is enough to break us already. Like that's 3 shots of hexproof. And indestructible as well, so I might add. Yeah, and even then they could sack for life link it. We'll just have to bounce this back. But yeah, this one stalls out long enough. And with the right removal spell, this gets nuked as well. In fact, I think our opponent might have it right now. Yeah. Yeah, we're able to go wider, but our opponent has the beefier creatures. And they do have a lot of card draw. Like well, it's a 4 card difference between us, so it's not that wasn't that heavy. And do you think I should throw in the towel right now? This is searching for a basic line. That's fine. And our opponent is not even bothering to. Yeah, we're dead next turn. At least this doesn't contribute hexproof, so we'll see. Does our opponent have no more lies? Yeah, this is just nothing I can really do about this. At least we gain a little life back, so Ezreal is, so we don't die right away. Yeah, that does not help. Also has vigilance, so we can potentially just chump. Yeah, it's actually not good. We lose our creatures, our opponent doesn't lose theirs. But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, down to 1. The crackback is fatal, so I do have to play a creature. Our opponent can get back up to 8. Actually, this is game. There, I would need to block. I would need to block 2 of these, but that it wouldn't be enough. Yeah, the private eye is really nuts here. And so so we can call this one. That was close, but not close enough. We really needed to have. If we had dealt a little more damage, we probably might have snuck in something, but that didn't quite happen. So yeah, there we go. Turns out the Karlov Manor constructed is much more wide open. At least I did see a really good white blue deck. So yeah, those are the many different options available. How do I feel about going Boros? I think it's still fine, though it does rely on hitting hard really early, or you just lose. But yeah, you definitely want to shift towards having more makeshift bindings. There are many larger creatures you have to worry about now. Green black is probably good also in the sense that you do have an uncommon that just destroys a token. So that would help on the Slime against Humanity matchup. It does answer a lot of the detectives as well, so that is also an option. I can see a deck that just goes white black control between No More Witnesses and the Black Rat effect, that you can keep wiping boards for the most part, and there are not that many effects that give indestructible. So yeah, there we go. That's gonna be it for this episode, Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.